All right, guys, so you just did some matching, and these are the examples that you looked at. Over on the right here, I've written GEMDOS. You could also call it PEMDOS if you wanted to. That just represents the order of operations. We're going to do our grouping symbols or parentheses first, then our exponents, then multiplication and division. Remember, we go from left to right, and then addition, subtraction, again going from left to right. So let's get started. All right, our first one, I want to look for any grouping symbols. Let's see what we find. Aha, here's some grouping symbols. So that's going to be 1 plus 3 is 4. So now I have 12 over 4 plus 2 times 4 squared minus 9. Next up is exponents. So we're going to do our 4 squared here. So 12 over 4 plus 2 times, let's see, 4 times 4 is 16 minus 9. Now we do multiplication and division from left to right. 12 over 4 is just another way of representing division. That really means 12 divided by 4. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to do my multiplication. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 2 times 16 is 32, and then we'll subtract 9. Now let's just go from left to right with our addition and subtraction. 3 plus 32 is 35, and 35 minus 9 is 26. Woohoo! All right, let's look at the example just below this. Once again, let's start with our parentheses or grouping symbols. So we'll start with 11 minus 9. 11 minus 9 is 2. Now let's look for exponents. Aha, there we go. So I'm going to bring down everything else, and now I'm going to be working on 7 squared. 7 squared is 7 times 7. All right, next up is multiplication and division. And here we have 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Now we'll just add 6 and 49 to arrive at our answer of 55. Not so hard. Let's go up to the top for the next example. First, let's look for any parentheses or grouping symbols, and I do see one right there. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Let me bring down everything else now. Okay, next I need to do multiplication and division. So that's going to be that fraction on the end. Remember, 4 over 2 is the same as 4 divided by 2. And 4 divided by 2 is just 2. So now I have 5 minus negative 3 plus 2. 5 minus negative 3 is the same as 5 plus 3. That's 8. And 8 plus 2 is 10. Cool. We've only got one left now, and we're going to follow the exact same procedure. So we're going to start with those grouping symbols, or parentheses. In this case, we have 5 plus 1 minus 3. Let's see, 5 plus 1 is 6. And 6 minus 3 is 3. Let's bring down the rest of the problem. All right, let's look for any exponents. We do have one right there. 3 to the power of 3 is going to be 3 times 3 times 3. Let's see, 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, so this is going to be 2 plus 27 divided by 9. Next, let's look for multiplication and division. I see some division right there. So let's go ahead and do that. 27 divided by 9 is 3. And 2 plus 3 is 5. Ta-da!